We are living in a present moment that prizes certainty, surety, absolute conclusions, quick answers, clean categories, strong opinions delivered with confidence. In a world this anxious and chaotic, it's no surprise that many of us, especially people of faith, feel pressure to sort everything and everyone into opposing camps, right or wrong, good or evil, faithful or faithless, us or them, blue or red, Democrat or Republican, gay or straight, citizen or immigrant, Christian or non Christian. This way of thinking, this habit, has a name. It's called binary thinking. Binary thinking reduces a complicated and complex world into simple either or choices. It promises clarity and control, but it does so by ignoring the messy human reality that exists in the in between. It exchanges possibility for certainty. And while it can feel reassuring, it leaves us less equipped to understand a complex world, less able to learn from one another, and less capable of loving our neighbors. Our culture is saturated with this way of thinking. Social media thrives on binary thinking. Cable news profits from it. Politics increasingly depends on it, and regrettably, religion loves to validate it. Too often, faith is presented as a rigid set of truth propositions that must be accepted all at once. Question one point, and you're treated as though you've rejected everything. Disagree, and you're cast out. There's no room for wrestling, no room for listening or growth. There is only loyalty or exile. Ironically, this kind of faith abandons the Christian virtue of wisdom. Wisdom resists binary thinking. It refuses to flatten complex realities into clean, simple categories. Wisdom understands life not as a problem to be solved, but as a journey to be traveled. Wisdom listens carefully. It holds tension. It considers all sides. It acknowledges the need for context and timing. It holds tight to personal values, yes, but while resisting simplistic conclusions. Wisdom asks not only what is true, but what is lovingly responsible, what is faithful in the real world that we actually inhabit in this moment, right now. I think it's safe to say that much of our country is ruled by binary thinking. Wisdom has been cast aside. We have reduced life to two sides and convinced ourselves that the only way forward is to advance our own side while completely eliminating the other. This zero sum way of seeing the world might feel powerful, but it's ultimately destructive. If everything becomes a battle to be won, we will lose far more than we ever gained. And I dare say we will eventually destroy one another. In fact, I would argue that this is already happening. Over the coming weeks, I want to begin a series of posts that will explore the dangers of binary thinking and offer an invitation back to wisdom, if you will, back to love. I write this not as someone who's arrived, not at all, but as someone who is still learning, still repenting, still listening, still wrestling, still struggling. My hope is not that we all end up with the same conclusions, but that we become more attentive to the law of love, to the way of wisdom, and to one another. Now, if these reflections unsettle you a bit at times, that might be a good sign. Growth often begins right there in the middle of struggle. No one ever learns anything unless they are made to feel uncomfortable. So, I invite you to learn with me, to think with me, not defensively or reactively, but prayerfully and honestly, as we ask what it truly means to see the world and our neighbors through the eyes of wisdom.